everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Leslie Sumrall, owner and creator of LesReflections, where I remake and restore old and unwanted furniture. Each week I like to bring you a video of what I've been working on that week. And this week is my personal vanity, which was a dark brown. I really kind of wanted to lighten up the color. So if you want to see how I got to this transformation from that, come on, I'll show you.
I started by removing the mirror, the hardware, and the knobs. And just a tip, take a picture of your hardware before you remove it. It's easier to put it back on correctly. Next, as always, I cleaned it up really good before I started painting. I used a duster first, and then I used my cleaner. And remember to wash the cleaner off with water. I used a filler on the small nicks and then sanded that away. Because the surface of my vanity was dark and slick, I used a primer before I added my paint. I wanted to build up some borders around the edges, so I used my beautiful Iron Orchid Designs trim mold with their air-dried clay. It was so fun. I just placed the clay inside the mold and then scraped it off at the edge with my paint scraper. And just look how easily that released. I spread Titebond glue across the back and placed it where I wanted it. Here I'm using a soft, small brush to just remove any of the excess glue. And then I just repeated that easy air-dry clay mold process until I had enough to go around my table and the mirror. I'm sure they have them, but I did not have an IOD rose mold. So I used my beautiful rosebud in 2 sizes from Redesign With Prima. Now that I had all of my clay molds in place, it was time to paint. I'm using Cathedral Taupe by Fusion. It's an all-in-one mineral paint and it goes on so smooth and so easy. And since this is an all-in-one paint, I don't have to use a primer, but I had already used my gray primer before I realized what color and what paint I wanted to use, so it worked perfectly together. I'm using my Zibra fan brush, and it works really well to pounce the paint into those little crevices and intricate details on the mold. I plan to use an antiquing wax on the intricate detail of these molds. So even though, again, it's an all-in-one and does not require a top coat, I'm doing this so that the antiquing wax will be more easily controlled. This is another Zibra brush I love, and I promise I'm not being paid by Zibra or sponsored by them for this video. I've just come to love their product. Now I'm going to antique the roses and the rope trim. I'm using a dark wax by the American Paint Company, which I love. It goes on really easy and it also wipes away very well. And here I'm using a French tip brush to apply the wax, and as you can see, I'm pouncing the wax into all those little crevices. And now I don't have to panic about the wax being in different areas where I don't want it, because remember, I put a top coat on first to protect it so that I can also control it. Once I have this into all of the little crevices and intricate areas, I'm going to wipe it back. And I have to say that roses are not always my go-to flowers, but this vanity is my personal vanity, as I said earlier, and when I get ready in the morning, I'm usually thinking about my mom, and her flowers were roses. So it's just a nice way to help me commemorate and to enjoy the memories of her as I do my hair and my face and whatnot. So now I'm using a lint-free cloth. They come in a package that I buy from Home Depot, and they're very easy to use to wipe away the excess. As you can see here, I'm not having to work at it at all. I'm just very lightly brushing over the high planes so that that dark wax will stay inside the crevices in the low plane. Another tip is, if you feel like you have too much of the dark wax, you can always wipe that back with clear wax. Then for just a pop of color, I used a yellow and orange rose on the inside of my shelf door. This is a Redesign With Prima transfer, and they're so easy to apply. I protected it with that same top coat I used earlier. Now it's time to replace my door, add back all my knobs, and replace my mirror. I used new knobs from Hobby Lobby, which are clear crystal roses, to go with all the roses. And now she's finished. Can't wait to get this beauty back into my bedroom so that I can use her as a vanity. And as a reminder, here's where we started out. And here's where we ended up.
Okay, that's it for this week. Thank you so much. If you made it this far, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and the notification button so you won't miss my future videos. Thank you and see y'all next time.